All right, great Thursday. Oh no, it's Friday already. Holy smokes! Great Friday morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Welcome. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufacturing Home Sales Mastery, in with our 15 minutes to mastery that we do each and every day to get you some information, inspiration, and motivation so that you can start your day off on the right foot. And we're coming to you live from our San Antonio office with episode number 462 of 15 Minutes to Mastery. Man. So this week we talked about a couple of different things, right? We talked about perspective. We talked about production. We talked about yesterday the need to be more involved, right? And today I want to talk to you about something that I picked up from our training calls that we did this week, okay? So you may or may not know, but every week we do training calls with some of our clients, and we work through things that they've got going on, right? And so part of what we've been doing lately is going over how to attract the site built buyer and what we've got to do to be able to get that done. We have a whole 8-part series on that. But this week we were talking about belief, and I could see it in some people and I could not see it in others, right? So if you want to sell more right now in this market, you have to believe more. Tom Bilyeu wrote, belief systems create your perspective. Your perspective is all that matters. Belief systems create your perspective, and perspective is all that matters. Now check this out. Think about it this way, okay? So you've got two sales consultants, right? Two housing consultants in the same location. One believes that buyers are out there, people are buying homes. They know that. They read the articles, they read the papers, they're involved. They look outside of what most people look at, right? If you look at the standard news right now, it's doom and gloom for everything. But if you really get into business information, okay, whether it's articles online, things of that nature, you'll see people are still buying homes. We don't have enough homes for the amount of people that want to buy. And yes, there are some homes that are way too expensive for most folks, but people are still buying in spite of the payments, in spite of the rates, in spite of the prices. Okay. So you've got that one person that understands that, believes that, and all that person is doing is dedicated to finding them. He or she's just putting in the work, doing the marketing, making the calls, and sitting in front of people and believing that people are buying. So the presentation is completely different. Then in the same location, you've got another sales consultant who believes that people aren't buying. The economy sucks. The interest rates are too high. Prices are too high. The elections just took place. So people are waiting on all of this. And it's the brand new year. And people are trying to see how everything shakes out. And so they're not buying. And so then that person is not doing well. Not selling at the rate that this other person is. Same office, same location, same inventory, same financing available, same everything. Same management, two different perspectives, okay? And you see, what happens in those situations, ladies and gentlemen, is this, okay? Your belief system influences your perspective on the market, and that influences your effort level, which then ultimately influences whether or not you are successful, okay? Because your beliefs really do create your reality. In everything, and especially in sales. Whatever you believe to be true, like I said yesterday, is true. So whatever you believe about the market will dictate how you are going to approach it. If you believe that nobody's buying, you're going to subconsciously find ways to prove yourself right everywhere. And the easiest way to do that, okay, is by doing less. In other words, if you believe nobody is buying, you're going to be trying to convince yourself by showing yourself the proof that nobody's buying. And the easiest way to prove to yourself that no one is buying is by not marketing as much, not making as many sales calls, and not putting in a full effort when somebody sits in front of you. So then there you go. Nobody ends up buying. And there you see, I told you nobody's buying. But on the other hand, okay, you have to understand this. People are always buying. There is always money circulating. And the consultant who believes this spends more time finding the right customer. You hear me talk about this a lot. Not everybody is your customer. You have to understand who your customer is. And I'm telling you, there's more than enough of those for you to go out and find, and that will actually end up buying from you. You're going to have to spend more time actually speaking to more people, marketing more, but they're out there. And so when you act that way, you actually find those buyers rather than making excuses. You see, you can either be busy making excuses, or you can be busy taking action, making calls, marketing, sitting in front of people, doing your sales presentations. You can be busy doing either one. And we know what the outcomes are for each one of those. But it all comes back to your belief. It's what you believe. The reason that things aren't going well is because you believe that that is the situation. And we will do, as human beings, our brain is wired to prove us right. And that's why I always tell everybody around me, I tell my friends, I tell my family, man, you've got to look for the good. Because if you're busy, if you're always looking at the bad, you're going to find it, because there's more than enough of it. But there's always good. And the cost of a negative perspective is huge, man. Because when a sales consultant believes that sales are down, right, for all these external reasons, when you start believing that they're down because of the economy, the rates, the prices, whatever it is, you justify that lack of effort. Okay. Every time that I may sit with a housing consultant or community manager, and we go through this, or when I'm with a group of people and they're telling me they're struggling and we're not getting the same amount of traffic, I can easily go down to finding out, okay, how many calls are you making a day? How many people are you actually reaching out to? Well, we make about 10 to 15. That's not nearly enough in this type of environment. They're not doing the marketing. And when somebody comes in, whether it's a walk-in or appointment, their presentation is lackluster. It doesn't have energy. It's not enthusiastic. It's not with purpose. It's not intentional. And so you don't inspire anybody to make a decision to buy, because in your mind, this person's probably not going to buy anyway. And so you don't even really put in the effort. So you're just taking yourself to a self-fulfilling prophecy. Less effort, fewer sales, right? And when you do that, now you can stand there and say, you see, I told you the market's bad. I told you the buyers aren't buying. I told you that people are they're so concerned with the lot rents. When in reality, it's just a lack of action, dedication, because your perspective is wrong. Okay. I'm gonna give you a little example of something that I just found out yesterday. Okay. And he's probably gonna get pissed because I'm gonna use an example. Excuse me. I have to take some coffee here. So you guys may or may not know Jackson, right? So Jackson is sitting right over here. Okay. Not only is he our son and videographer, but he's got a little deal that he does on his own, right? And a few years back, a couple years ago, he created these cards for mental health, right? And we bought a whole bunch. He had a whole bunch, but they didn't really take off. And then there was lack of action over the last year, probably a year and a half on that stuff. I don't know however long it's been. And then all of a sudden he re-engages, puts in some effort, puts some stuff out there. And lo and behold, in a day, I think it was 14 decks of cards that he sold yesterday that got picked up. Whatever you believe to be true is true. I choose to believe that there's always buyers out there. I choose to believe that people are going to answer. This is one thing that drove my sales teams crazy. We would have we would do some phone rallies and things of that nature, right? Or they'd bring me leads that they couldn't get a hold of. These people never answer me. They never answer me, blah, 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 this and that. And they would get so pissed off because whenever I would call the lead, 9 times out of 10, they would answer. You know why it is? It's because I believe that they're going to answer me. And if they don't answer, I call right back, and they usually pick up right on that second call. And if they don't, I'll send a text message right away. with a message that makes an impact. I change my approach. I don't do it the way that I've always done it. You can't expect to do the same thing the same way and expect a different outcome, right? Definition of insanity. So you got to change it up. So I send the text message, and usually that person re-engages quickly. So whatever you believe to be true is true. Your perspective is so important. That's why I tell you, you've got to guard your mind. You've got to guard the door to your mind, because if you let it get contaminated, if you let the bad thoughts in, if you let other people influence you and the way you think, the way you act, you're never going to get anything done, because most people just want to sit on the sidelines of life and watch other people play the game. Man, I want to be in the game. I want to be freaking Patrick Mahomes going for the three. I want to be playing in the Super Bowl, baby. I don't want to be sitting at home in Buffalo or wherever the hell I am. Those are all little jabs. Anyway, listen, high performers. How do high performers do it differently? How do they drive some success in the same type of market? How are those guys and gals doing it, making it happening right now? First and foremost, they control their belief. They control the way they think. They control the way they feel. They control the way that they operate. Good morning, Ryan. Appreciate you being here with us, man. Hey, listen, high performers don't let those external events dictate the way they think, the way they feel, their actions. They choose to believe that the opportunity is out there. I choose to believe that people are always buying homes. When I was selling, when I was a general manager, or a salesman, it doesn't matter. I chose to believe people are always buying, even during the pandemic, when we were all shut down. You guys remember that? And we couldn't have people in the offices. They couldn't be on the highways. You had to be driving with that little paper on your car that said you were whatever they were calling it, essential, right? An essential worker. That's how I drove to the office. I had a freaking plexiglass in front of my desk, even though nobody was coming in, and we were selling homes through a freaking iPad, because I chose to believe that people were still buying and they would buy. What do you believe? Because that's what high performers do. You know what else they do? You know what else high performers do, especially in these times? When things are harder, you know what they do? They double down on their training. They double down on getting better. Had a bad season, lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Well, I would hope that Josh Allen is out there freaking practicing a little bit more, not sitting on the beach somewhere waiting to get married or whatever the heck he's doing, right? You've got to put in more work. You got to put in more work. Instead of blaming the market, man, invest in your skills. They invest in the skills that are going to help them close more deals, make things happen. And they also focus on the action. It's not good enough to think positively. It's not good enough to prepare yourself to say the right thing, do the right thing, and be ready for all of this if you don't take action. You see, Jackson could be as convinced about wanting to help people that suffer with mental health, younger people suffer with mental health issues. He could prepare these cards to be the best thing ever, but if you don't put in action to get them out there, no one's ever going to see them. No one's ever going to know about them. No one's ever going to take advantage of them. And how do I know? Because we've been going through that ourselves the last 2 years in building this business. Can you imagine had I stopped after 3 months of no's, or after 3 weeks of no's? I went through 7 months of no's. No, you're crazy. No. What the heck do you think we need training for? No, you're crazy. No, why would we even do that? No, we do it. This is how we've always done it. No. 7 months of no's after no's after no's. But I believe in what we do. I believe in the need for it. I believe that you need somebody who would bring something to you to help lift you up, raise you up, give you the skills that you need. You're great enough as it is. Believe me, I know that. However, having a team behind you that's providing you additional resources, providing you the not just motivation, but the accountability to go out and do great things. I believe that people need that. And so after 7 months of no's, it started happening. Yes. We put out products like our Full House closing cards, right? And no's. And then last year more and more people bought some. We did other classes and more people got involved. We've built more and more, but it's all about the action. But it started with belief. We wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that this is something that was needed. We wouldn't be here if I didn't keep doing the work each and every day and getting better and improving our programs, improving how I speak, improving the information that we bring to you. We wouldn't be here. But more importantly, we wouldn't be here if I didn't continue to put in the work. So nothing matters if you don't put in the work. And to build something big, and especially in times when things are tough, it takes more work than most people are willing to put in. Are you one of those high performers that's willing to put in the work? You see, normally, most consultants will look at those external things, right, as the deciding factors of their success. They're thinking that the economy, that the home prices, that the rates are what determine their success. And you know what I say to that? I give it the big middle finger and say, no, it doesn't. Okay. What determines my success is me. I take ownership of it. My action or inaction, my massive action or my less action is going to determine whether I have success or not. It's the same thing with you. It's the same thing with you. You just have to believe. You have to understand. That's why I keep bringing the information. Just yesterday, I told you about that article in Newsweek. 39 million people want to buy a home this year in 2025. Only about 5 million are going to buy. I got a podcast coming out today, the Manufacture to Win podcast. That'll be coming out later today, where we're talking about belief. We're breaking down these numbers, and I want you to go out and watch it, share it with everybody across the country, because we need to up our level of belief. There's more than enough people out there looking, and they're looking for your price point. They're looking for you. And if you are good enough, if you train well enough, you get prepared enough, and you can speak to these people in a way where you inspire them, you're going to be able to transition them from site built to manufactured. They're going to see the value. They're going to see the blessing that it is, and they're going to see you as a valued consultant. But it's going to take belief. It's going to take it in here, your body, your soul, and everything. And you've got to put in the work and go and make it happen. Take ownership of it and make it happen. What's the 5 ways? Look, man, I'm running past time here. Okay. Top 5 things you can do to up your belief and drive massive action. First thing first, you got to control the inputs. You got to control what's going in here. You got to guard your mind. You got to make sure nobody is influencing in here, whether it's somebody in your own office, whether it's somebody at home, whether it's your friends, whatever, whether it's the news. That's why I don't watch TV. I really don't like to watch TV. And it's just because I don't want that crap in my head. So control what's going in here. Make sure you're feeding it things that are going to push you forward, that are going to let you see the positive side of things and inspire you to go take action. Reframe the challenges as opportunities. Just because I think and take all this action doesn't mean we don't run into problems. Believe me, I've had plenty of problems along the way over these last 2 years and throughout my life. But you got to see those as opportunities to get better, opportunities to prove your own resilience, opportunities to grow. Not as opportunities to quit. You cannot quit. You've got to keep going. Look at these opportunities, these challenges as opportunities to grow. Next thing you need to do is you need to invest in personal and professional development. Yes, I said it. You need to invest in personal and professional development. And I'm here to tell you, we offer both. And we are better than anybody else out there. I'm telling you, I put my hand down on the Bible. I'll swear, our level of dedication to see you rise, not just as a professional, but as an individual, is beyond none. We're in our infancy stages right now. But it doesn't mean that our level of support and training that we do isn't the best out there. And that's what you need to do. Invest in yourself in your own personal and professional development. Next thing is you need to surround yourself with other high performers. Kick out the people that do not align with your thoughts, with your goals. You got to get rid of them. You've got to get rid of them. And so, okay, hey, let's touch on this real quick. You get rid of these people. Now what do? Are you supposed to be by yourself? Are you supposed to be alone and figure this thing out? Well, look, I'm here to tell you, you're probably going to be alone for a while. Okay. However, there are other people you can surround yourself with that think the same way you do, that have done great things. And you know how you can do that? Very, very simple, man. Very simple. You could have your network could be billions of dollars. Today, it's easier to do that than ever before. You know how? Rather than watching TV, watch podcasts, read books, go online, follow these people, and just surround yourself with their information. We put a lot of stuff. If you want to hear great things about life and business and manufactured home world, get on our social media, go on our YouTube page, man. We've got hours and hours and hours of content and stuff out there that you can just keep feeding yourself with. But it's so easy, and you won't be alone. While you build whatever you're building, while you're reaching that next level, look, we're just now 2 years into this, where I think I've made some acquaintances that I can actually consider acquaintances, maybe not so much friends yet, but leveling up. But there's going to be some time where you're by yourself. And during that time, man, believe me, I've had my family, great. But those people that truly pulled me forward were people like Andy Elliott, right? Even Andy Elliott, watching his stuff, Andy Frisella, Ed Milet, Bedros Keuilian, Tom Bilyeu, Elon Musk, all those people. I would just be watching and listening to those things. I'd be wherever I was driving. Sometimes, I'm driving to Tyler, Texas. That's a 5.5 hour drive, sometimes 7 hours. And I'm just playing podcast after podcast after podcast, because it helps keep this strong. So surround yourself with other high performers. And lastly, take more action, not less. Yes, it's going to take more action. It's going to take more time, but the payoff will be well worth it, because down the road, when this thing does turn and it gets a little bit easier, you're already going to be light years ahead of everybody else. And you're just going to be humming along, man. And they're going to be, at that point is when they're going to start trying to build their momentum, because they're going to see that it's so great now. Oh, shoot, let me get back in the game. When you've been engaged this whole time, you're going to be so much further ahead of everybody else. So my friends, want to sell more homes? Believe more. Want to believe more? Check out our Manufacture to Win podcast coming out later today, and partner up with us. And we've got a Path to Mastery Collective. It's a mastermind group that we do specifically for folks in the industry. We meet online. We meet through Zoom. It's a mastermind group that we've brought to the industry, because we want to take your life, your business career to a whole new level. You want to get some more information on that Path to Mastery Collective, go online, manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com, click on the mastermind tab. You can get signed up right there. We got a special offer for you where you can be a part of this group for 2025. All right. We hope to see you at our next meeting. It'll be next Wednesday. We're having our Path to Mastery Collective meeting. So go sign up now, be a part of it. Let's grow together. Have a great Friday. Go out and do some fantastic things. We'll be in tomorrow with a Selling Saturday edition of the 15 Minutes to Mastery. And until then, my friends, as always, I can't wait to meet you.